How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, is it a little bit too early for me to be saying that the Saints can actually have a solid season this year if we continue on with solid performances? This was a derby game, and we treated it as such. And yes, although we did have over 20 points scored up against us, we did put in a lot of hard work, and we had a lot of serious performances by players, especially new arrivals. So I want to break this game down because this was a fantastic game. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And let's get into it. So first of all, 32-26 to the Saints. And my word, that second half was absolutely fantastic. It really was. It was just pure brilliance, just pure joy and bliss. Yes, we were found wanting. Yes, there were moments where we just completely broke. I was confused as to how this is happening. But we had some certain performances from players that really put us on the map. We had performances come through that really brought the team together. And one of the biggest ones was Alex Mitchell for me. There are a lot of people that say that he is so overrated. He doesn't get to the ball quick enough. He can't distribute quick enough. He did a brilliant job today. And I was so happy to see Alex Mitchell back in the green because he just brings an extra little bit of life to, to the squad. I mean, we do have the likes of McParland, who he did end up getting himself a couple minutes at the end of the game, but that's no replacement for Mitchell. Come on, guys. That's no replacement for Mitchell. We saw him with his darting runs, those last-second passes. He was just bringing people in. I mean, you just look at that Tom Pearson try, right? He managed the game so well. He really managed the game so well. And then we had Finn, who himself had a brilliant game. So these are players that are part of the England setup, obviously part of the Lions, and hopefully by the time the next Lions come around, they will still be there. We've just penned Finn Smith down to a new contract, which is lovely to see, especially with the likes of R360 looming over everybody's head. So really happy to see Finn Smith back in the pocket. And we now look at new performances. We look at Callum Chick. To me, he's the signing of the year. He's the signing of just like the performances that he has been putting through. Oh my word, I love this man. I was worried when Juan Augustus left, and I was worried when we had certain players leaving, when we had Maya Vanua leaving. I was like, this is not going to be an easy task. We have recruited well. We look at JJ van der Macht. We have recruited very well. We have Callum Chick putting in ridiculous performances. We have players like Alex Mitchell putting in the regular performance. We have Finn Smith putting in the regular performance. But big man, Anthony Belleau, showing how the French work. My word. When he ended up coming on for Tommy Freeman, I was like, have I missed a beat here? What? But what do I know about rugby? Anthony Belleau came through with 2 tries, and it's just, what more could you ask for the man? Seriously, what more could you ask from him? He has been absolutely brilliant. Dingwall played well. Hutchinson played well. Yes, there were errors. I'm not about to lie and say that we were stunning throughout the entire game. We were by far perfect. But this is promising. That's all I ask. And maybe I hold the Saints to a high standard. So yes, sometimes I can be very critical of them, especially when we are giving away 20-point leads. But we have the capability to be able to be competing for those top 4 spots. We do. We have that capability. And it frustrates me when we have a performance like we had up against Exeter. It's frustrating. It really is. But it's performances like this that still give me hope to show that, you know what, the Saints can do it. We have players like Todaro, who he has just found free-flowing, score-trying form. The guy, he has been so good. He has been so, so good. And we are still missing some players, right? So when we have all of these other players coming back into this, back into the swing of things, when we have players coming back and, being able to provide that support, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary. Because you still got to think, we still haven't seen Ollie Slightholm. Ollie Slightholm is still to be seen. So what's going to happen when he comes? He's not going to have to fight with Todaro, who is scoring tries like I change socks. The guy is phenomenal, and he's playing his socks off, literally, at times. So Ollie Slightholm is really, really going to have to be putting up a solid effort to be able to be competing with Todaro. I'm telling you this now. We still have the likes of George Furbank to come into the squad and, be fully fit and ready. So not only do we still have a world-class 15 that still isn't ready and is going to be coming back, we now have backs that are going to be so scary. Hutchinson is already a monster, and he's only getting better. Dingwall is another monster. I can definitely see him being a lot more prominent in the England setup if he continues on putting in solid performances. And then, you have Ollie Slightholm, who's going to have to compete with Todaro. Tommy Freeman pretty much has free roam when it comes down to the 14, because the guy is amazing and he can pretty much play wherever he wants. But there's a lot of competition. We got James Ram, we got Hendy as well. Now Finn has a real piece of competition as well at 10. But also we've seen Anthony Belleau can he can also be a little bit versatile. McParland is going to be fighting Alex Mitchell, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of back and forth between some other players, but otherwise Alex Mitchell is pretty much the number one. But even someone like Henry Pollock, who he burst onto the scene last year, he's going to have to be fighting with absolute beasts in that back row to get himself that spot again. So a player like Pollock, he's really going to have to show his worth, and he's really going to have to make use of the chances that he gets, considering we have very, very strong back row. So we have a lot of fight for competition, which will only make us better. And I truly do feel that, we can have a pretty strong season. But again, maybe I'm holding the Saints to a much higher standard because I know what levels that we can perform at. We've seen it all throughout last year. We were able to beat pretty much anybody that there was there. But to be fair, when it comes down to the Prem, anybody can beat anybody. But we were in the lead. We had moments where we were so far, we were so far ahead. At times it kind of felt like, the tortoise and the hare, where, we go ahead, we go so far ahead so quickly, but we lose sight of the end goal. We lose sight of the finish line, and we end up losing. So last year was just a year of frustration and madness and just giving away unnecessary leads. We have seen moments of like this year already, but I'm ever hopeful that we can sort out our defense, be less leaky, and start putting in these performances again, because anybody can beat anybody when it comes down to the Prem. And we've seen it over the past, 6 years-ish. I think there has been a brand new winner every single year. And I think the last time it was won back-to-back was the Saracens in, I think, 2017 and the 2018 seasons. So there's a lot of competition here. There's a lot of fight. There's a lot of back and forth. Like I say, anybody can beat anybody. But the Saints, to me, are not just anybody. So this is very promising. And we got to see some beautiful rugby here. Our attacking play was so beautiful at times. It's just that defensive work, that defensive shift, which it always scares me because you never know what might happen. But at the same time, you've seen that we are quite easily capable of making up 80 meters without any trouble and end up, putting a lot of pressure. So we have all the benefits of going forward. It's just at times going back, we are very leaky, we are very weak, and we are found wanting. But that will come. It will come. We will become better, and once we get a good couple of wins under our belt, like genuinely good solid wins, if we can get onto a win streak, that will sure up. Players will become more confident, and we will see a much better Saints. But Leicester are no joke. We saw it last year when they gave us a couple of hidings, and I was not happy to watch those hidings. So it was a really, really nice thing to be able to see us put it to Leicester, but there's a lot to be worked on the training ground. But I am so happy. I was jumping for joy when I saw that scoreline. Perfection. Absolute perfection. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear what your favorite try of the game is. So please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.